Okay. We're recording.
All right, please pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Next item up is a roll call. All 5 members are present at this time. Next item up on the agenda is to consider approving the minutes held for February 11th.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion has been made, second by Bob Nutting. Thank you. And all in favor? Good. Thank you. Next item up is new business tonight. We have the mobile home park lot rent discussion. Kelly Roderick and some fellow citizens would like to speak. Once again, I will remind you that please speak up. Sound is not great acoustics in here. We'd like to hear what you're saying. We are here to help, and we will do one person at a time.
Mr. Chair, before we get started, may I ask a question?
I'm sorry, man.
May I ask a question before we get started?
Absolutely no.
It looks like there's been a lot going on for quite some time, and I'm just wondering why this would come to the council after so many discussions, and who might have initiated this, because it just seems like, gosh, we've got so much to disseminate here. We'd love to be more prepared, folks.
Since you are addressing me, I was invited by the Maine People's Alliance as a council member to come and listen to the citizens in the various parks that are under the C
37
LLC and the RCM management group. I did let Kelly know that I was going, and I attended the first meeting 2 weeks ago and listened to the folks under the direction of the Maine People's Alliance and heard their stories. I asked them what they wanted from me as a council member. They wanted a voice at a council meeting. I said, that can happen. That's not a problem. I'll make a request to the council and request that you get put on the agenda. That they were put on the agenda. I have promised these people nothing other than a voice and time to listen. I asked them to remember to be cordial to the people in the room, to not let emotions take over, because it's a very emotional subject for them. This is for many of them life and death in their home, whether or not they're going to continue to stay there or not. I did encourage them if they had stories they wanted to share, because they might not get an opportunity to speak at a council meeting, because I never know if that's available to them, that they should write something and send that along. So that's why you have papers in front of you.
Okay, so this has been going on for just a couple months.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I just saw something from October, I guess.
That's when I contacted C37 regarding
When we were
Rhonda.
talking about this initially.
Yes.
And so that's been in the last fall. So how did the Maine People's Alliance come to land on Oakland? I guess that's would be my real question.
Are they here?
I'm here with the People's Alliance.
Could you state your name, please, ma'am?
Carolyn Clark.
Thank you, ma'am.
We're working on a statewide issue, and Oakland is an area that has mobile home parks. So I've organized in Oakland. I've talked with folks door knocking, and it sounded like that was an issue that was present in Oakland.
So at this time, there's an issue with the trailer parks. We have been aware of this, and we have written letters and talked to them about conditions and talked to them about about what's going on at trailer park. So if someone would like to speak, stand up and come on up, Rhonda. Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you. I'm Rhonda Webb. We are residents of manufactured home communities in Oakland who are concerned about our ability to remain in our homes as lot rents continue to rise with little notice. Many of us own our homes, but rent the land beneath them, which leaves us vulnerable to rent increase we cannot control or afford. When lot rent rises faster than our wages, fixed incomes on benefits the residents, especially seniors or young families, all on limited income face a real risk of displacement or being homeless. Manufactured houses are one of the most important sources of available housing in Oakland because moving a manufactured home is impossible. The steep or unpredictable lot rent increase can force residents out of their homes and out of their community entirely. No resident should live in constant fear of losing their home due to excessive lot rent hikes. We respectfully call on the town of Oakland, the council, to enact a rent stabilization ordinance that protects vulnerable residents from unreasonable increase and provides fairness and predictability for all. Lot rent stabilization is a practical, proven policy that helps keep people housed, preserves affordable housing, and supports strong communities. We urge town leaders to act to protect Oakland residents and ensure that manufactured home communities remain a viable housing option for current and future generations. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? You don't have to have a written and prepared statement. You're more than welcome to stand up and speak. We want to hear from you, whatever we do. Thanks, sir.
My name is Sam Clark, in Hidden Meadows here in Oakland. I just moved here a couple months ago. I knew that there was problems going on in the trailer and found out that the management companies don't do anything to help anyone with any of their repairs. That coupled with the fact that they're charging more and more money, it's unfair for people. There are unsafe conditions. And we'd like to ask that at some point you the folks could put a moratorium on any rent increases until we figure this all out. There's even been personal injury because of their negligence. So my girlfriend was injured when she fell through the floor. Feel like enough is enough with these companies and we should do something to stop them, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Sam.
One more time. In my park, I'm in Kennebec Park off the road.
Yeah, they keep taking more.
Oh, okay.
Thank
Kennebec Trailer Parks up off the web road. We've been having a major sewer issue. Houses smell like feces constantly. The management company has known about it since I'd say July of last year. It became a major issue when the overflow tank started getting sucked out. I mean, enough's enough when people's houses are smelling like feces and it makes you wonder. There's been a contamination to our water. I've given them a water sample, but we're not allowed to know the information of it. And I don't think that's fair to us. That should be illegal for us to know is what is in our water before people start getting sick, more sick than what some of the elders already have. Potholes get neglected. Exhausts get ripped off. I mean, at least where's our money going if it's not going to maintenance? Why should they be increasing the rent if it's for maintenance if it's not going to any maintenance to their homes that they own, that they rent out, or the road or the sewer issue? I mean, I would just like to get a cap on the rent. They can't fix the issues that are already existing. But thank you so
Mr.
much.
Reagan?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned the water supply. Are you on individual wells or is there one common well or?
I'm still waiting to get the blueprints back. I've been trying to call around to get the blueprints for the people who that put it in back in the 80s. So it kind of has taken a little bit of time for them to find them to get them back to me. But I know that our septic was put in between 87 and 89. And I'm not sure when the well was put in, but we do have a leach field out back where our well comes from, but I don't know if there's more than one.
And we're 29 trailers, possibly one well. Not sure how connected they are, so I would like to find out.
Have you contacted the town about the sewage problem
Yes,
prior to today?
yes.
And
Just got told we were gonna come look at it and RCM's saying that there's no issue.
Oh, yeah, it was a phone call.
Yeah, it's been a phone call.
The code enforcement and they called RCM and RCM said there was no issue, so nothing was done.
maybe we can follow up on that somehow, that there either is an issue there. or
Code
there isn't.
enforcement is using it.
Tank behind my house that's been getting sucked out is the overflow tank in my main tank. I just found that out 3 days ago. So,
Code enforcement is here tonight. Nate, would you like to speak on that? Or can you?
So, yeah, I did contact, the management company. I talked to Costellas, who is the company that goes out there and takes care of things.
Yeah.
They've been out there twice. There was a discharge onto the ground at one point. They sucked the tank out, they replaced the float switch, they replaced the pump. And all is well, all is working fine, from what I was told from Costellas, which that's what the management company said to me as well. So I did follow up with it. I don't know about the well aspect of it all.
yeah,
I did ask Roger with the management company spokesperson that I talked to, and he said on January 20th, I guess, that he's going to get water tested.
yeah.
I haven't heard back from him since.
Test.
What's that?
Did you get results of that water test?
No,
No.
I could ask him.
You ask him?
I provided them to come into my house to take one twice. And I cannot be disclosed that information.
They won't tell them.
I mean, I would say that, you know, in hopefully in the spring, right, when the snow kind of melts, we'll see if the fields are saturated and it's kind of ponding and whatnot. We can take a look at that point. As of right now, from what the management company says and what the service company said, all is working as it should. So, yeah.
What you're smelling could be the discharge that went on the ground that's frozen, then melted, then frozen, then melted, so.
Yeah, because this is still an ongoing problem where other tenants have repetitively called RCM. And we're just told that it's fine. But thank you for your time.
Thank you. Really?
Yes, George Bailey, 25-year resident here in Oakland. I'm also a landlord. What I hear is, I'm kind of confused. Is this a situation where the rent's getting too expensive? Or is it a situation where the park's not really good for living? What's the situation here? If it's a situation where the park's not good for living, then that's a situation the courts have to settle.
Stand by. We gave you time to talk. Thank you, George. Sorry.
So that should have nothing to do with any moratoriums or rent freezes in the town of Oakland. Two separate issues. And I've heard some tenants saying that the place isn't really habitable. I hear other people saying rent's too expensive. Well, they're two separate issues, I think.
Thanks, sir. Anybody else to speak?
My name is Jim Meadows.
How you doing, Charlie?
Good. The same company paid my house taxes in September. And they're trying to charge me an extra $40. They said the town called them, said they were gonna put a lien on my trailer, when the taxes weren't due until next month. And they do the same thing if you leave like a kid's toy out, they'll fine you $25 because there's a toy in the yard. Or if your barbecue grill is too close to the house while it's shut off. They just nitpick everything. It's just a money game to them, I think. And as far as the rent goes, we're not talking about the apartments, we're talking about the lot rents for the trailer parks. That's altogether different. I mean, they go anywhere from $450 to $800 a month. Thank you.
Charlie, pick it up. Next. Oh, Kelly, I'm sorry.
Okay. So George is right, there are separate issues, and they're well aware that there are separate issues. And they're not, from the two meetings I attended with them, they're not asking the town to fix the pothole in the driveway, or the fact that, you know, they get charged for having a toy outside, or all those. They understand those are issues they have to handle, and they're in the steps to work on that process. As far as the rent, well, the lot rent increase, most of these people, I would say probably 75 to 80% of these people own their home. They pay for the dirt that's underneath of it. For some of these people, their lot rent has gone up 55% in 10 months. Anybody had their house payment go up 55% in 10 months? For many of these people, they'll never be able to continue to pay the increases that they're being threatened with because they came here tonight. So these people, if they can't stay where they're at, right? The lot rent gets too high and they can't afford it on top of their mortgage, their light, their heat, their transportation, all of those life things that we take for granted and we all pay, right? They pay them too. If they can't afford their lot rent, they can't afford to move their home at $10,000 or $12,000. Because then where are they going to put it? On a piece of land that they have to buy, put in a sewer, put in electricity, put in water. Those are things they can't incur. These are our citizens in the town of Oakland. For many of them, are the lowest income receivers in our town. It's our responsibility to take care of people in the town of Oakland. When we have other issues, we don't think twice about spending thousands of dollars to fix it because somebody came here to a meeting and said, I have this issue. It's because my neighbor is causing it. So we work to fix that. When PFAS go into people's water, we fix that. All they're asking is for a timeout on their lot rent increases so that they can continue to form themselves together. Many of them never knew other people in other parks had these same issues. None of them. So by them coming together as a group, they had the opportunity to hear from each other and gain support from each other and realize one voice is not enough, but all of their voices together is to handle this company and this owner. They're planning to do that. They just want us to help them stop that increase of lot rent so that they can continue that process. This is not a new concept across the state of Maine. This has happened many other places. And city government and town government have been there for their citizens and have helped them with that process. There's even state language that allows municipalities to form those ordinances that was passed. So the mechanism is there. They're just asking us, the people in control, to help them with that. That's all they want from us. They don't want us to fix potholes. They don't want us to fix bumps in the road. They do have some life safety issues. Trust me, I've heard them. They're life safety issues, and we take care of life safety issues. That's part of our mission. Our town comprehensive plan states that we will work to increase mobile home living as an affordable option for the town of Oakland. We need to do that, and we need to start with this process by keeping these people as residents in the town of Oakland. These are taxpayers. These are people who live and work, some of them here in Oakland. These are generations of people that have lived here in Oakland. It's our responsibility to help them in the manner that we can. I see this as a no-brainer. There's a mechanism in place. We're not asking for you to change their mortgage or anything else. We're asking you to put a break on this so that they can work to move forward, so that they don't get a surprise increase tomorrow because they were here today. Because for many of them, they get them within days' notice. That's hard to live with. And I can't consciously say that they're not worth my time and energy, because every one of them are.
Mr. Bailey?
I'd like to address Kelly just for a second. If I can. Sounds like a lot of what you're saying is almost like a form of socialism. And I'd really like to hear from the owners of these trailer parks to see what their takes on this situation is. There's always two sides to every story. We're only getting one side. And you say that it's only going to be for lot rentals. Well, history has shown that when Main Alliance gets involved, it ends up being a very slippery slope. And I don't want nobody telling me what I'm allowed to charge for rents. The tenants tell me that. If they don't like the rent price, they move on to somebody else. So I think that the town of Oakland should not be invoking any rent moratoriums or any rent control in the town of Oakland. That would be like somebody going to Mike and saying, Mike, you can only charge this amount of dollars for your driving classes. And if you don't like it, too bad. Well, that's my take on it. Like I said, socialism doesn't belong in Oakland.
Thank you, sir. Any other council members like to speak up? Lenny?
I guess my question is for the representative from the Maine People's Alliance. During your meetings, did you discuss any state law changes that would have accomplished what these people are asking us to do? I mean, if you're just here as an organizer and you don't know the answer to that question, that's fine, but I do, and I'm waiting to see if you do.
My name is Glory Nadria. I work with Carolyn. I work with the Maine Labor Climate Council, and we work with the Maine People's Alliance on this program. There are not currently any statewide protections that would apply to this situation. The closest thing we have is a law that says that if a rent increase goes over a certain formula, there actually are two formulas. If the rent increase goes over that formula, people in a mobile home park can amass, if they amass 51% of signatures of the people in that park, they can request a mediator, and the mediation is non-binding. So it's purely advisory. And that's all that is in place at present at the state level.
Do you know that early in 2025 that there was a bill introduced to have a cap on rentals and mobile home parks? Do you know that?
There was a bill introduced.
That's right.
Yes, but it failed.
It failed.
Yes.
That's right. And the bill and the process that you're describing is the only thing the state actually passed, because they couldn't pass a bill that does what some would like Oakland to do, and that is to freeze the rents.
I don't think anyone at any level, town or state, is asking for a permanent rent moratorium. That would be completely unreasonable. The purpose of the moratorium, as Kelly stated, is to give the residents a kind of a safe haven to, organize, to solve problems, and also to give the city council, or in some cases the select board, the time to work out a rent stabilization ordinance for the town that fits for the town. And as Kelly said, this is in process in many towns and cities in Maine. And there is also a state model now, a state model ordinance for the rent stabilization ordinance. So the moratorium would be purely to allow time for that and protect the residents from retribution in the form of a rent increase or evictions or so on, while they are working to solve those problems.
I understand what a moratorium does, but what happens at the end of the moratorium, in your view?
a lot rent stabilization ordinance goes into place.
And that's,
One-
nobody has that.
Actually, Old Orchard Beach and Waterville have them. They're passed there. And they are in process in Searsport, in Bowdoin, in Jay, in Auburn, and I believe like 5 other places.
If those ordinances are in place and somebody could find out if at the end of the day, they freeze the rents, I'd like to see. And I know for a fact that in early 2025, there was a bill introduced to limit the increase. I think it was to 10% over a 5-year period or something. I'm fuzzy on the numbers, but there was a bill introduced to do that. And the idea that that bill might pass so scared the owners of manufactured housing lots that they raised their rents $100 or $200 or $300 early in 2025 because they were afraid that the state would pass a bill freezing the rents. The state couldn't get the votes to freeze the rents, and they haven't taken that money back. But every time we try to do something to keep them from raising the rates, they raise it when they can. And nobody was helped by the introduction in early 2025, in my opinion, of a bill to cap the rates, because it created an explosion of rate increases for fear that there were going to be somebody who communities that froze the rates. So I'm not aware of any community that has frozen the rates. I stand to be corrected if someone can find that.
So if you would permit me, thank you. If that phenomena of the owners raising the rent, in some cases $200 with a month notice, when they heard about the possible, rent control ordinance, that is precisely why we asked you all to do a rent moratorium first, so that the residents are protected from that type of irrational increase. As you say, that didn't go through, but the money has not come back to those residents who in many cases lost their homes. For example, in Liverpool.
I understand it's a very complicated issue, and I truly feel sorry for people. And I have there's a park next to my home out on the town farm road. And people have contacted me asking if this is something I could do. I don't believe in the long run that there's anything you can do. You can have a moratorium, you can freeze everything for 90 days or 6 months, maybe, I don't know. But if you can at the end, then I think you're going to see that explosion of the new rate increase. That's all I got tonight. Kelly Rhoda?
So in the city of Waterville, they passed an ordinance. The trail parks that were officially in the city of Waterville were the exact same owners and management company that we have in Hanover, exact same ones. They went to the city council, the trailer park residents went to the city of Waterville and asked for a moratorium so that they could work out some type of an agreement, some type of process for them to keep their lot rents from skyrocketing as they were doing. The city of Waterville granted them a moratorium, and then since then have passed an ordinance where they have a percentage that the lot rent is not allowed to increase over a period of time. If the trailer park owner wants to increase it, he has to go in front of a city board in order to do that. The city board is made up of 5 volunteers from the city of Waterville who are not park owners, not park residents, and not related to somebody in the parks. They're individual people that have no skin in the game. So they're like an arbitrary board. So the park owners and the park residents go to this board when they want to do a rent increase, and they come to an agreement that's an agreeable, livable increase. None of these people want business this to go away. And yes, trailer parks are businesses. They all get that. But they want it to be reasonable. These people that are running these parks in some of these communities are predatory. And it's terrible what they're doing. But it does work. The city of Waterville has it and it does work. And it's based on the model that was created that has fill in the blank sections for each community to do it the way they want to do it. But the body of the language is all the same. And it works in the city of Waterville.
Go ahead, Angela, please rise. Please rise.
I sat through with the utility part, and I'm not in a park, I understand that life. My concern was the transparency of this company. People are paying sewer and water monthly. And there is no, they're just set a bill on the website, they're not seeing who's centric, anything like that, so they're just paying willy-nilly. Some people are reporting they're getting $200 for sewer and water per month. Well, clearly I know we charge quarterly, so where are they coming from and how are they showing usage if it's just a fee? I learned that if they make a phone call for them, they're getting charged $10 to make a phone call. And then they're getting charged when they call them back. You know, and so it's just like a lot of, like their billing system, like, again, I heard that they were paying for water. They're calling the town by credit card and paying off these people's water bill or taxes, say it's in, you know, like a foreclosure or there's a lien going on their property. So they're turning around to, you know, these people are up to date on their bills, but they're going ahead and charging them a $40 fee because they paid it prior to it being due. So there's a lot of mishandling. So I thought, my opinion, I mean, I don't know the law, but these people, they need to be more transparent. Maybe they can sit down with this place. I mean, it's out of New York, but maybe they can start saying, hey, this is what you're getting charged. This is, you know, is there a meter on their home? Are they just, you know, is it like a condo association where they're taking the complete bill of the water in the sewer and dividing it amongst all the people that are living there? They have no way to tell. So that's what I gathered from them, and I'm just laying in for you. These are some of the concerns that they had, just by me sitting through that meeting.
Thank you. Mr. Haley?
Again, sounds like that there's more than just rent here. As a landlord, I also know that as tenants, you do have legal rights you can go through the court system. It sounds like from what she just mentioned, and from a lot of you mentioned, that you guys actually do have a strong case against the owner of the park, but you have to take it to the court system. I mean, just to put an entire freeze on rent in a town without any litigation on it or anything like that is not the way to go.
We don't want to freeze it. We want to slowly increase that.
Again, I mean, it comes down to where if they're doing things you think is shady, there are legal process you guys can go through, and there is legal help that would actually help fit into your incomes. But I don't think coming to the town of Oakland and asking for a moratorium on rent or anything like that is the way to go. It's not going to accomplish what you want. I mean, you want better living conditions and you want more transparency with the company. Sounds like to me, the best route to take for that would be the legal process. And not coming into the town council and asking them to freeze rent or anything like that.
The main thing we're asking is to hold the rent at a certain percentage. So we can make it like 5% a year or whatever.
Where's our money going to if it's not maintenance?
Wait, one person at a time, please, so it doesn't get out of control.
With your question, as far as, like I said, I've been a landlord for 25 years. I do occasionally raise the rent when my expenses go up. Because I pay for heat, I pay for water, I pay for sewer, everything for the tenants. And I pay for taxes. If any of the prices go up, then obviously I'm gonna pass it on to the tenant.
Ma'am, please rise, please rise.
And I live in Hidden Meadows as well. You're a landlord and I respect you for that. If you pay for all of that, your tenants pay a portion of that back to you.
In the rent, yes.
In the rent, yes. We are responsible for all of those. However, we get billed for that. I pay for my own propane. I pay for my own lights. I pay for my own. I'm supposed to pay for my own water. I get a monthly bill for water, $160 a month, plus a sewer bill monthly. Tell me why I come to the town to find out that it's quarterly, what it is quarterly. Why am I getting that billed monthly to me? From the company, when I found out and I confronted them, they threatened to evict me. I have children at home. I can't afford to move anywhere else.
Again, I mean, I think you guys' best bet would be to go the legal avenue on this.
I understand that, but I thought I was alone up until Carolyn knocked on my door. I thought I was by myself dealing with this.
It's great that you guys have these numbers together, because like I said, your best bet is to take it through litigation, through the court system. Because from what you have said, it does sound like there's some shady stuff going on.
I literally got forced in a courtroom to do a rent to own on my trailer after falling through the floor and ending up in the hospital because I injured myself. And they've refused to do any work on my house.
I agree with all you. None of you should have to live that way.
Time out. Yes. Again, a lot of this is what we're talking about. And I feel badly for all of you. But a lot of this is like this young lady here saying she was forced in a court to go. What a shame. My first thought is Pine Tree Legal. That was my first thought, okay? But, so we're not gonna get back and forth in this, we're not gonna accomplish anything. Young lady in the back, you raise your hand. Could you please rise and tell us who you are, please, ma'am?
My, would be, when he's talking about going to legal counsel, we could do that. As a group, we could do that. But today, we're here. Tomorrow, they raise our rent $200. And we can't afford that. Neither can anybody in these parks afford that. All we're asking is that you stop that until we have a chance to go and get this legal help. To just help protect us from tomorrow, $200, and then next month, another $200 until they get to say $1,000 a month for a
Retaliation.
smaller than this room.
Retaliation.
Right.
Rise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle Fontaine, I'm no skin in any of the skate. But what I think that I have heard is that really what they're asking is to get a break on the raising of the rent, no retaliation type of thing, so they can get a mediator in to help them go towards the court systems and do all of that other stuff. I think that's what I heard, because you said something about a mediator, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's all they want. It has nothing to do with any of the problems, sewer or anything else, even though those are all very valid problems. But that's what I heard and what I think.
We heard also. Thank you. Sir, you can state your name again if you don't mind. You can say right now. You speak up loud enough.
Sam Clark, Hidden Meadows. So what she said, what Dave said, it's pretty much exactly what we're here for. This gentleman here is a landlord. What's to stop him from going and raising his rents tomorrow? Because he now knows what's about to happen. No offense to you, sir, but we're all limited income. I actually just lost my job today. This is rather terrifying. All we're asking for is a break. Not to not pay the rent, not to not allow a landlord to increase the rent, but at least maybe 90 days of safety so that we can talk with Pine Tree as a group. We're only 2 weeks into this.
I want to be able to keep our homes.
This is very new to all of us. We want to be able to keep our homes, and 2 weeks hasn't been much time to organize. But with help from the folks here, we've gotten this far.
Excuse me, that's like touch up when you were.
Jordan? Thank you. No, Mr. Nutty's at the floor. Thanks, sir.
My question to the town manager is how would we go about instituting a moratorium? How long would that take approximately?
Well, I'm sure there's a draft out there somewhere that we could have our legal look at and tailor it to Oakland. it would be 180 days, just like we did with the solar moratorium. Then it can be extended another 180 days. So it's 6 months, and then if it's not resolved, we go another 6 months.
But you would have to have
And that's it.
you would have to have a meeting, public meeting
Absolutely.
with 2 readings. You'd have to do that twice after the legal opinion.
We can waive the second reading.
You can waive the second reading, but it's not something that's gonna happen tonight. It's not gonna happen next week. It's gonna take several weeks. If we decided to do a moratorium, it would take several weeks. Your landlord is gonna know about it in the morning because the press is here today.
Stand by, ma'am, I got you.
So. No, that's my cautionary note.
Go ahead, ma'am. Sean, I'll get you next.
The way that other towns and cities have dealt with that problem is to make the moratorium retroactive to the date where the matter was first brought before the city council.
We did that with the solar.
Yep.
Back to
Thank you.
December.
Sean,
John Raffy. I'm a real estate broker in town for the last 23 years. I have to tell you, I came here with the intent of opposing the moratorium. After listening to the numbers that I'm hearing from these people, some outrageous rent increases. It's heartbreaking. It's ridiculous what you're paying. Okay? I kind of changed my mind about how I felt about it. I think a temporary moratorium might be a good idea, maybe retroactive, as she said, temporary. 90 days, 180 days, whatever, till you can get some help to figure this out. A 55% increase is outrageous. I understand that a lot of people can't afford it. We all have suffered with inflation in the last 4 or 5 previous years have been insane. And it's affected all of us. 55% is outrageous. So if there's something you can figure out to help temporarily to give them some time to get together and work this out, I think that might be a great idea. I think Bob Nutting spoke very well on this. There's some help needed. On the other side of the coin, I think a rent moratorium is kind of a socialistic approach to dealing with it. I have to agree with the landlord here. I've done property management for years. Yes, knee-jerk reaction is going to be jack the rents up real quick because you might not be able to. That's a fear. If you can do it retroactive, maybe you can stop that. But I think there is some need for some help. I just don't want to cross the line into a socialistic approach.
thanks, sir. Kelly,
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the moratorium for this group, putting a stop to the increases. And so we can continue to allow them to work on their issues with their management company, with arbitration, whatever avenue they choose, legal avenue, whatever it is. I'd like to see us put on a moratorium for 180 days, please.
before any seconds, George,
Just a quick note.
could you rise, please?
Yeah. Also, as a landlord, I also know that the eviction process can be very long and very drawn out. There is no landlord that's gonna come up to you in the next few days, the next couple of weeks, and make you vacate your home. Landlords don't have that power. I've been doing it for 25 years. I have had tenants I've had to evict, and it's not something that happens overnight. Sometimes it takes a couple months to actually get them to move. So you guys have plenty of time that you can get together, take it down the legal avenue. And if people, you would think that People's Alliance would also know that. But it sounds like maybe they're kind of in a rush to try to get some type of moratorium, freeze rent, and try to get us to be like Waterville. You guys have lots of rights as tenants. And at times you even have more rights than a landlord, because I ran into it myself. But you have to get more to legal counsel and you have to go back route with it.
Thank you. Motion was made. Do we have a second? There is no second. Motion has been denied. Anybody else have any further comments? Mr. Knight, I'll let Mr. Wrigley speak first.
I would like to have our town manager do what you said a minute ago, with, look into, with our legal people, how this works and how maybe find out more what one who did or how, what they did. I don't know what this says but I'm not ready to say we're gonna go with a moratorium yet, but I'd like to hear some legal information.
Yeah.
And I would second that.
Okay, so I was just gonna ask him, sorry, so was that a motion?
No,
That was not a motion.
no, I just think we ought to.
Okay. So would you like to make a motion?
Certainly. I would move that we seek legal counsel and see what our options are as far as helping these people and see what steps might need to be taken. And give us some time to evaluate what the options might be.
Motion's been made now. Do we have a second? Second.
And I would like to see the draft ordinance that's proposed, or the one that's been used in Waterville and Old Orchard Beach or wherever. I'd like to see a couple of examples, unless they're all the same, so that we can review that with our legal counsel.
Motion's been made and we have a second. All in favor of?
Can I
Check with
have
legal?
a discussion?
Yes, you can, Kelly.
Can we, my brain just cramped really bad. Can we, work to make sure that this moves in a timely fashion so that at our next council meeting, we have a sample, moratorium, please? That's what I would like to add. What should we do?
Well, all of you, I feel for you. We feel for you. The big thing is we don't want to get out and out over our skis and do something illegal. I want to make sure it's done perfectly legal, because from what I hear, from what you folks are saying, it is that, for lack of a better term, your landlord's not a very nice person. So, or landlords, okay? And we can't say things we're on tape. But, so he or she is, or they are not the nicest people to deal with. So we respectfully are going to go to legal counsel, and we'll find out from them exactly what we got to do and how we got to do it. And so we can best way help you. In reference to the health and code issues, please contact me, our code enforcement, please. I know I talked to him the other day, and he has looked into your problem with the sewer. I know he's talked to Casella a couple times. I know that because he and I met the other day, and the town manager. So, maybe it's time to stand up and punch these landlords back in the fell face. So thank you for coming in. Now we'll continue on with it was
One more comment, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to have that information ahead of the meeting so we can read it over before we get there and then discuss it legally.
Copies of those emails to me. That would be tonight. Yeah,
Kelly,
or email them. Okay.
Kelly, did you vote yea and nay on Susan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's.
Right.
Thank you. Next item up on the agenda is the transfer station price discussion. And commercial haulage, by Dylan. And Dylan Fox, going to do that. Come on up, Dylan. Want me up there? You want me? Please, come on down, come on up here, speak to you. Sean, thank you for coming in.
You want to take a break?
Yeah.
Let people leave it.
Yeah, we will take about a 2-minute break. How's that? If anybody wants to leave, well, you're more than welcome to sit here and stay. So we're taking a 2-minute break now.
You can't leave.
Oh, I can't leave. Oh, you can.
We also have over here, printed off all kinds of paperwork for rent rebate, homestead exemption, veteran property tax.
So on Saturdays, they take away lunch free to everybody. And you can take one or you can take two. No, yeah, I know. Yeah. It's not anything, just like, yeah. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so as you know, I'm Dylan Clark from the Oakland transfer station. I attended an event about a month ago with KV Cog, all the transfer stations in the area that discussed the prices of what they're charging for bulky waste, C&D, things of that sort. And I came to the shocking realization that we were significantly cheaper than everybody else in the area. And significantly, like our bulky waste that we charge per weight per ton is at the closest was about $60 less per ton than everybody else. That's to me unacceptable. I feel like that's going to invite more people from out of town to come to our facility, or have somebody from our facility bring things from out of town, because it's going to save them money over the long run. So you should have the price increases that I am proposing in front of you. I would like to see our Freon units increased by a total of $4 from $16 to $20 per unit. So if any of you are interested, that would be things such as like an air conditioner, refrigerator, freezer, things of that nature, anything with a cooling unit in it. Our metal, which would be like a metal unit, would be like a washer, dryer, anything of that sort, white goods. I'd actually like to get rid of that fee completely, because the only reason we had it originally was due to having mercury switches in them. And I don't remember the last time we had a mercury switch enter our facility. I'd like to make that go from $6 per unit to $0. On our bulky waste or C&D, whichever you prefer to call it, I would like to bring up to $200, which would be a $95 increase per ton, because that fits us somewhere in between the lowest and the highest. The highest was $400 per ton. That was shock and awe. Not even willing to go to that high. 165 is pretty much the industry low in the area. So I'm trying to find kind of a happy medium that doesn't affect too many people too much.
This is all stuff that goes out and back in our landfill.
The vast majority of it, a few things in there do not, such as tires, truck tires, things of that sort. But the bulky, the C&D, yes, that does go out there. The OBW-U, which would be what we call a unit charge for bulky units, would be couch, lazy boys, mattresses, things of that sort. I found that our average price range in this area is between $15 to $25 a ton. So I split the middle into, not a ton, per unit. So I split the middle and went to $20 per unit. With propane tanks, I actually misprinted on that. I do apologize. They're $3 currently, and I'd like to take them to $5. Our tires, which would be your average everyday truck tire, vehicle tire, that's $4 currently per unit. We would like to take that to $5 per unit, as that's pretty much the industry standard as well if you take it to a tire shop. Yes?
On the propane tanks, you have to have those taken away by some special company, right?
Fabian's, correct.
Oh, Fabian's, okay.
Yes.
All right. But you can't just drain them and throw them in the metal can.
No, I could not.
Okay.
I mean, I probably could, but I think I'd probably get fined for it. So yeah, I'd rather not.
All right.
And then I have one called truck tires. That is quite literally tractor trailer truck tires, 20 and a half, 21 and a half, things of that sort. We received one last year from the public. The vast majority of them come directly from our public works department, but I would like to keep the fee there just in case, because it costs us $16 per unit to get rid of currently. And they say they're going to be going up at the beginning of next year to $20 per unit. Then toilets, $4 to $5. I want to increase to $1. So if you come in with one toilet instead of weighing it, it comes with $5.25 currently. It would just be a flat rate of $5. And then TVs, I'd actually like to remain the same, $5 flat rate. That covers the costs of the TV disposal, the mouse, computer, laptop, things of that sort. And then the last one is brush. We're currently in a situation where we're not paying for our brush to be disposed of. We are giving them the chips for our payment. I don't believe that's going to last much longer. The chip market is very volatile. And currently I'm looking at the bids I've received, the quotes I've received have been between $4,500 and $5,000 for a setup fee and operation costs. So at $50 per ton, based on last year's numbers, we should make about $6,450.
Per ton, so like several truck beds.
So if you come in and you probably visualize 100 pounds of brush, it's probably that big a thing of brush, right? That would be about $2. Correct, correct. It goes up from a 20-pound increment. Is how our scale system works. Correct.
Thank you.
And that is all I currently have for price increases. The brush one, I would like to bring to open discussion, because that is not one that I am harping on completely. I'd like to see the temperature in the room on it. Kelly.
I have, Chief Coughlin sent me a message about the brush. He's worried that, he said the free brush disposal program at the Oakland transfer station is an important initiative designed to reduce the risk of wildfires within our community by allowing residents to clear brush from their properties and dispose of it safely without a fee. We significantly mitigate fire hazards around town. This program also helps decrease the number of residents burning brush on their own property. Since brush burning is a leading cause of wildfires in Maine, an increase in private burning would likely lead to additional smoke complaints, unauthorized fires, and or dangerous wildfires. He strongly recommends we maintain the free program.
I'm sorry, who's he?
Dave Coughlin, our fire chief. So that's.
Good, Adam.
Yeah, I'm just curious, rise with all the charges that you're doing, I'll pick out one right here. The propane gas tanks, you charge $5. Do you allow people to take them out if they want to?
No, we cannot do that actually. Because Fabian technically owns them once we take them.
Why?
Because they're the ones who collect it. It's the same situation with things such as e-waste. We can't dispose of e-waste through the public because there could be information on it, one. Two, once we take it, we are contracted to give it to somebody or have them remove it from us. So it now becomes their property that we're holding until they can come and get it.
Where's this contract?
I have it at the transfer station.
Like that profit that.
I can do that.
When is it renewable?
I don't know off the top of my head, Ed. I can find out for you.
How much money did we make last year on the metal?
On the metal, I don't have that in front of me.
Yeah, I asked the question in the last meeting. I thought probably somebody would have that. You have that coming? Thank you.
I don't have a question, Ed, I'm sorry.
Good comments.
Hang on, we got a hand in the grave. Angela, sorry, Georgie. Could you rise, please?
Does Fabian pay us for those tanks that they take?
No.
Did it refurbish them or anything?
I don't know what they do on their end. We do not receive anything from them for it.
Georgie?
Yeah, they just changed, but last time when I was delivering propane and stuff, all propane tanks have to be certified after so many years. They have to be tested.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't take a tank from like 1988, go to a place and try to have it built. They're not gonna do it for you.
Right. And
So there's no purpose. I don't see any purpose of us hanging on to the tanks because then we'd be responsible for certifying it, wouldn't we?
we don't take them. We don't use them.
Okay.
They're put to a dog cage. They're stuck off to the corner. We have nothing to do with them other than we call Fabian and they come and pick them up.
Right, so Fabian takes on the responsibility to do whatever they want.
Correct.
And the reason people like to take them is because they can take it and swap them at a swap out place. That's why. Otherwise, they have to pay for the extra. This way, they just bring one in, they drop one off, and they pay the price of the fuel that's in the tank.
I would be concerned on the legal end of that just because of the safety, as George said, because of the certifications. If it's not certified, are we held liable for that?
No.
That is something I'm not sure on, and I'd like to learn about that to make sure. Maybe it is something we could do for you, but
I'm people that would like to have that.
okay. I'm just not comfortable without certification that or acknowledgement that that is acceptable through liability.
Thank you. Dave Savage?
What's the reason for the increase? Just because everyone else charged for it or?
Partially because everybody charges more, but it's more to mitigate because let's just take for you example, you have a question. You have a friend that lives in Fairfield, they charge $15 for a mattress to dispose of. Well, why would they charge $15 to get rid of it through Fairfield when you could bring it to me for $11?
Okay.
It makes sense, but on the same note, I called two places today, private businesses that will take all the demo and stuff for $140 a ton, and you don't have to store it. So it's no saving taxpayer money, we can take that out of town and not carry a thing in our town. I mean, it's all saving money. And that would probably save on staff because he's not running this junk out back every day by a bucket at a time. And neither one's too far from here. One's closer to this building, than the transfer station is. But they said it's $120 a ton, bulky waste. They don't sort it. They said, come in and dump it on the ground. We have people to do it, and they're in the business to make money. I mean, I hope the town ain't.
John Cox.
I just had a couple of things. One, I'd like to see the brush issue go to the committee. And second one is, I do have some concerns. I've walked Sun Street a lot. Well, it's Mill Road, actually. And I have many times had to go down and ask Dylan to go pick rubbish up. Tires, beds, mattresses, they get thrown out because the people go there and find out they gotta pay for them, they leave, first place they find no houses, out it goes. And that's gonna get worse.
Private roads.
And private roads, if you're right on the lot, you get out on the end of that road, sit down. Because that's what people are doing, taking all the trash out there, they don't want to pay to get rid of it. So you boost the prices up, you create other problems.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Kelly.
Way down, yeah.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to you, Bailey. Thank you.
I have two questions, Dylan. The e-waste,
Yes,
what do we do with that?
we have it recycled through a company called North Coast.
Does that cost us money?
Yes.
Yes and no. Most of it does not. We facilitate it by having the $5 charge to cover the cost of that.
Okay. Can we encourage people to take it to Waterville to the e-waste place on Industrial Drive that does it for free? All you gotta do is just take it there?
The only thing we charge for TVs and computer monitors.
That's all they take, is TV and computer.
Oh,
That's all they take, and all you gotta do is drive out, put it in a box.
because the things that we
You
take
don't do
that
anything with it.
we get charged for are small things such as mice, keyboards, and
They
they're.
take all of that too.
Oh,
They
perfect.
take all the cords, everything, they take it out. That's
Perfect.
why I take all my e-waste. Second, my only concern is living next door to the Public Works garage. You know the snow dump? That's gonna become our new town dump. If you've ever looked over the edge, there's a recliner, there are tires, there's doors, there's all, because people pull up, back up, throw it off the back of the truck and drive away. At the transfer station, at the town garage. Next door to where I live. Oh, yeah, you look, it's all there. I snowshoed it. It's all there. Because people don't want to haul it anywhere else and they don't want to pay Dylan to take a recliner, so they'll pull up to they go down there because there's nobody down there. They back up and they throw it over the bank and drive away. There it is. And there's a lot of stuff down there. Tires, all kinds. So I just think that's just gonna become a bigger option for people.
Ed?
Yeah, question for Dylan is, what can be taken out of there? Out of bulky waste and so on and so forth.
You can take bulky materials, wood.
Is the paint still available to be taken out? People bring that in, they pay for that? To drop it off?
They don't pay for it. It's completely free. It's federally subsidized.
We have to pay to get rid of it.
No, we do not. It's completely federally subsidized.
So if somebody can come in and they can take that.
Yes.
That gets rid of that. They, maybe as much as they can take out would be the better savings of the town.
Mhm.
Anything. I know there's, the robotics here, they like to have the sprockets and things like that. That's in the middle. They can't take that anymore. There's a lot of, artists that do welding and different things like that. They can't take it anymore. This contract that you have with town, with, the metal people, if it wasn't brought in, they wouldn't get anything. So if people decided, well, if we can't have it anymore, we'll just give it to the scrappers and bypass the transfer station.
Mhm.
And as far as dumping stuff out there, burying all the time, that's been back on us.
I have a question about the brush. Oh, sorry. It helps. Yeah, it does. I just have a question about the brush. Is any of the brush able to be used for helping with the people who need wood for their wood stoves and that type of thing for help fuel and heating their homes? Or is it just all really kind of like leaves and things that are gonna burn horribly in a fireplace?
It's typically sticks, branches, things not much larger than my thumb.
Yeah, we have, wood that comes down.
Yeah.
Down, so we store that and give it to people that need it. It's-
Right, yeah,
it's-
we can talk about
Sorry, for my shirt.
Any other comments? Seeing none.
The only other thing that's gone to the committee. I've just gone to the transfer station committee.
No.
No, we hadn't brought it right down.
Yeah,
Should I?
so, yeah, it probably should.
Okay. Should we table it for later discussion?
Mr. Nutter, you had a conversation.
Well, my question was gonna be, how often does the committee meet and when does it meet next?
We were meeting very regularly and then we took a break. Because we fixed,
Well, I mean,
we fixed a lot of the issues
the-
that were happening.
transfer station committee is going to meet. I'd be interested in hearing their thoughts on this, but we need to hear it in order to fill the budget, and we have a week or two. So,
We can table this for a later discussion.
I can see if I can get a meeting together next week.
say what?
I'll see if I can get a transfer station committee meeting together next week. and
There you
then
go.
We can talk about it at the next meeting.
Thank you. Perfect. Next item up, and we will.
John has a.
John.
I just pressed, see. About now, it's, you pick up to what, 8 inches in the brush fire?
Correct.
Done said 6.
We allow, it says 6 because if I say 12, people will bring in 32. So I say 6, so we get 8 and we're in the good.
Yeah, sign said 8, I can.
Sign says 6.
Allow individuals to take back if they want it, correct?
As long as they can do it safely, yes.
Yes, I thought so.
Yes. We don't allow them to saw or anything of that sort on the facility. But if they can grab it, throw it on the back of the truck or a trailer and take it, more than welcome to.
I'm still confused on really the purpose of the increases. I mean, I understand Dylan saying somebody could bring a mattress from wherever cheaper. But the few times that happens, I'm gonna spend a lot more money there living in town by the bulky waste double. We save a little bit on that one mattress, yeah, but I'm gonna spend an extra 100 every time I go in there. So it doesn't make sense, and if it's trying to save money, like I said, I'm not sure why we're doing this. But if we're trying to save money, I'm intrigued, and I usually talk to the people out there when I'm up there. They've all been helpful. But one of them last fall, I noticed, they dumped the sawdust on the driveway. And one of them said, well, we dump commercial haulers on there to put it in the dumpsters in order to make sure they get the water and stuff that's inside the commercial haulers. It made sense to a point, but the following week, these dumpsters were out in the yard, and it was raining. They're not watertight. If anyone's seen one, they're full of rust. So where's the water going? Is it going under the roof and it's evaporating? Or are we somehow picking it up with sawdust, put an extra 2,000 pounds of sawdust in it, and putting it out in the rain to wash out the parking lot? So yeah, I'm not sure the purpose behind the increases. But I think there's ways to save money, but I don't think we're trying to save money. We're trying to make money.
On the bins being out into the rain and weather, the only reason I do that is so I can continue operating.
I get it.
Because I can't have trash on the pad anymore.
Right.
And if they can't come pick it up, I can't just stop taking trash.
No, I know it's
Yeah.
not, oh, but it just doesn't make sense to everybody. Because sawdust is heavy. You put a couple bucket loads in there, you're not gonna time it. I don't, when it comes to the time to haul this in Orange Walk, but every time it goes down, then it's gonna pull a rain in your parking lot. Again, it's not a problem, I'm what you're doing. But we're spending an extra $100 every time we put a bucket of sawdust in there. And then stick it in the rain that we thought we picked up off the ground, and we're running out. I mean, it just don't make sense.
That was a state mandate.
Again, I know it's not.
Yep.
Is he on the landfill committee?
He's not.
He is now.
Thank you for being volunteer.
They are.
One of my worries with this, and I'm very worried if we should, knee-jerk reaction says we shouldn't be charging more. I'm more worried about seeing trash being thrown out because I can't afford to pay $30 for this, $20 for that. Comically, a couple of years ago, I brought trash up there. I brought a couch up there and a chair I found on the side of the road and I got charged for it. So guess what? Yeah, guess what? I'm not gonna bring a tear of cash up there anymore. I will, but I'm just saying, the average Joe would say, no, I'm not gonna do that. So, I think we cut our nose off by our face. Okay. So, sir.
Back along a lot of the history on this is that these things cost the town something to take care of when they're brought in there, and these fees were supposed to try to cover that so that if I didn't bring a couch in there, I don't have to pay for you bringing a couch in. You have to pay for you bringing the couch in, rather than all the rest of us sharing in it. And if you bring a TV in, you have to pay for bringing the TV in, and I don't have to pay for that. And that was the idea of the fees, and that's how they've been set
Costing
up.
us money.
It's, so that the people that are generating the expense are paying for it, not the regular taxpayers.
So,
I'm just wondering, and it's just a suggestion, if we increase the stickers by a bit and people got a ticket or something saying you can drop off one couch or you can do this, if they've already purchased their transfer station sticker, if that might be, we kind of balance the two together. So that way people would still drop off that couch because it was something that they've already taken care of. And if they didn't need to, it might be less of a hit for folks, but still accomplish some of what you're doing.
We had talked about too, when people register their vehicles, they buy their transfer station
Right.
sticker. That way they're not checking license plate, real estate.
Right, so you put in your glove box with your registration, you've got your thing for your tires, you've got your coupon for your couch for whatever, and if you don't need it, great, but if you do, you're not charged. If you throw away 3 couches in a year, then yeah, we charge for the second and the third.
And then, I don't know if you'll believe this, but our biggest point of contention at the transfer station is a sticker to use the facility. That is a very, very big pain. I get accosted weekly on it. I know my employee has been accosted multiple times on it recently. It's a massive point of contention, and we charge $1 for our sticker every 2 years currently. So.
Those are usually the people that are trying to.
Does anybody in the room know what we would be paying for a ton for the bulky waste if we weren't buried on our own property with a funding?
Be about $160 a ton because you have to factor in trucking as well.
Yep.
So 160 to 165 if we were transporting it to such as like
And that could happen overnight.
Yes.
We have to do that.
Yes. That could be taken to like Waste Management or Juniper Ridge.
In a case like that, you're gonna charge the full amount.
Yes.
Right even.
Yes.
Is the price that you're charging right now, does that cover the cost of, we have to buy the bill, put on top of that? And we've got the machinery, the manpower, the energy out there that's doing it.
Currently at this time, I would say we might break even, maybe.
There again, it's a service to the townspeople, not a profit.
But you break even today, but because you're not buying a new tractor.
Right.
Or new dozer, or a new truck, or whatever.
Right.
Okay, good. Dave, last time?
I swear, today, can I look at who's in these other profit companies that, like I said, I talked to them. And they said, don't sort it, bring it in, dump it here, we tell people, they're 140, and we're probably gonna save these guys a lot of work.
You're on the committee, Dave, so you know. I try to talk good, buddy.
What, you propose $60 a ton, then we can get. What is this place?
Pine Tree Waste on the airport road. I don't.
Back,
Gregory's.
they said, hurry up, we'll take it on. I just think we should explore it, because if we go for the $200 a ton, we can save anybody in this room $60 a ton to haul it. And these guys don't have to take a bucket loader and move it out back. And then get Jeff's crew to bring in dirt and fill it. It seems like a win-win, just send it out here.
I agree, but we don't have control over it. If next year they say it's gonna be $250 a ton.
Well, right now, we don't have control over it going up from 95 to 105 to 200, so.
Well, that's why I brought it here to bring it out and see what people think. This is more intensive things.
What if the town decided to do this? They enter contracts all the time. We get a 5-year contract already. I don't know. It just seems like a big jump. I mean, taxes are going, fees are going up. Seem to haul their. Then we're handling it, so just for burying it, it's, where do we stop?
Don't say burying it. State of Maine will yell at you for that.
But where do you go?
The state says covering it.
It's for, that's for a little hard.
You want to mention Casella?
Yes, I was approached 2 weeks ago by Casella. They would like to start bringing materials to the Oakland transfer station. They are talking, and just MSW, our trash, for those who don't understand the lingo, would be about 1,800 tons per year. And I currently do about 2,300 to 2,400 tons per year. So effectively doubling our cost of operations. And that is something I'd just like to bring to your attention.
That doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
It does not to me either.
And we had to provide tonnage through MRC back in 2017 when we signed our contract. So tonnage wise, we would be over what we told them. So that wouldn't.
But that's not a problem. Being under is a problem, but being over isn't.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But being over when you budgeted 226,000 compared to an additional 200,000 on top.
Double our trucking. It just.
So who makes that determination, the council or the committee, or both?
This is more just bringing it to your attention to let you know what my future is looking like.
Well, I would tell them no. That's just me.
Okay.
That will from transfer.
That's what they said. I'm going off from their numbers.
There's no way to.
The only way I can do it is if I start searching through everything they produce.
And anybody ever consider putting that in the hands of private sector? The town getting out of it completely? Wait, I'm thinking about that.
And I did not, that's why I was, that's
I'm
why.
just wondering if anybody has ever thought about putting the transfer station in the hands of the private sector. Such as what they do over the Norwich.
Another idea we can throw to the committee. Thank you.
Dave, you're gonna be busy.
Yes.
Any other questions?
That's all the questions on that. Thank you. We will continue on for a long meeting. Let's go to item number 3, local public works vehicles.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I make a motion, we table that, this discussion for the transfer station until you meet with the transfer station committee and bring us back the information. Second, all in favor? Thank you.
So we've been looking at policies. A lot of our policies haven't been really looked at in a long time. So we had the distracted driving and the seatbelt policy for public works. But then they realized they didn't have a vehicle operation policy. So we decided to combine all 3 of them into one. So we have a copy of the operation policy. So what isn't highlighted is new, and what is highlighted came off the other 2 policies, the seatbelt policy and the distracted driving policy. So Steve Labby did a good job. Our safety committee has looked at this, and it's a policy, so we don't need, it's not like an ordinance where you need first reading, second reading. You know, if there aren't any changes, then you can vote to pass it. But if you'd like to see something changed, then I'll go make the change and they'll have a second reading.
I think it's a good thing to have this in writing. I'd make a motion, we accept this policy, because we can change it momentarily if there's something we need.
I was very happy to see it myself.
Yeah.
Motion made, second by Sue, all in favor? Question. Your question, Bob?
All right, is all the equipment that the town public works use have seatbelts?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
As far as I know, I think, yeah, Bobcat does, it's like a harness thing. Yeah. I'll check with Jeff, but
It lists them on the back.
equipment's pretty new.
So dump trucks, pickups, backhoes, front end loaders. Et cetera, must all be Seagull.
Where is it? What's the?
This one. And this one, fell back.
No, that didn't make the new policy. These are the old policies.
Okay,
Yeah.
If you don't have
no, that's fine.
the quick one already.
If all equipment has seatbelts, that's fine.
I'd
I'd be surprised if everyone uses a seatbelt on all of the equipment that we have, like the sidewalk plow, for instance, but I'm willing to be educated.
Right, the newer ones don't start unless you have the seatbelt on. But I'll check.
All right, well, good. Kelly, and turn it over to you now.
So just quick update, Polar Plunge gonna be March 21st. They've asked if King will sign the banner that they're having made. It's the size of the Oak Fest banner. They want to put it up where we put the Oak Fest sign. I didn't see a problem with that. I've let Chief know, hey, we're gonna need the fire truck when they're ready. They don't even have the banner yet. Should have it in a week or two. And I talked with the police and they're gonna be on standby, day of, just in the rescue.
Where they doing?
Oakland boat landing.
You involved with that?
No, I have a heart condition. I don't jump in cold water. Kelly does though. You
I
doing
did it last year.
You doing it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I've signed up to go to the managers meeting up in Bangor on Friday, March 27th. It's the town managers exchange. They all get together. So I like $90. Signed up for that.
Don't complain about it too much.
No. And then we did receive our first half of our wellness grant through MMA, so it was $750. So I'd like a motion to accept that. Currently, we're using some of it for gym reimbursements. We're planning a lunch and learn for the employees. What else, Kathy? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
There you go.
Smoke?
There you go. Yeah, we have a wellness committee and we're really trying to kick it off.
And possibly.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we accept that donation. Motion made, second by Kelly, all in favor?
We do have a quick executive session.
We'll go there. Kelly, did you have anything tonight?
No, my brain's a little full.
So,
I just have a copy of one of the park rules that one of the people left us. We'd love it if you could email it to the council and her phone number's on the back and she'll come pick it up when it's ready.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, I did have one thing. Somebody asked me if the boat landing, if the music series would go on while the boat landing was being repaired.
Yes.
I told them I thought.
They just won't be able to park
On that side.
that side. Yeah. Thursdays,
I thought you had already said that.
Thursdays, they're gonna be done working by 5. So.
Mr. Nutting, I'm good. I'm all set. At this time, we'd like to enter executive session. Now it's 7:30. Thank you all folks for coming. We're going to enter into 1 MRSA 4056 F. Sorry. Second motion.